Hi, I'm Maddie, and I'm a writer. So I've come to realize that I haven't actually talked a lot about what I'm writing, like the actual book that I'm trying to write on this channel, and I kind of want to fix that. I realize I haven't really mentioned that much other than it is a sci-fi fantasy sci-fi, sci-fantasy, I don't know, and that it has some steampunky vibes. So I wanted to be a little bit more specific. So first of all, some of the technical stuff. The story's written in the third person limited. It's in the past tense, and that is also subject to change if I feel like it. So it's kind of like if I don't feel like it's going well. I'm not that far into it yet, so I can definitely go back and change that. It won't be too hard of a task. I'm just kind of feeling it out to see how I feel about that. It is also a second world fantasy that has sci-fi elements to it. It is post-apocalyptic, but the apocalypse happened a long time ago in the present where my story takes place. So there was an apocalypse, so it's like very far post-apocalyptic. Like society has rebuilt itself after almost ending. And it takes place like 1,000 years after the apocalypse. How many times can I say the word apocalypse in this video? Let's see. Actually, a central theme that's kind of showing through is how the society has, like the way that society has rebuilt after this apocalypse and how it has developed into something new. Another one of the themes is that the idea of magic versus technology, because pre-apocalypse, there was no magic, or more like it wasn't discovered yet. The society pre-apocalypse was actually pretty advanced, what with like, it was very futuristic from like how our current world is, even though this is a second world fantasy, so it's not. Anyways, the world pre-apocalypse was very advanced. It had like cybernetics and androids and other futuristic things that don't exist right now, or yeah, that don't exist. So it's kind of a cool part of the setting that the old world ruins are kind of there. They're kind of part of the backdrop of the new world that was built on top of them. Because the old world was very advanced, it had like these huge cities and whatnot, and now it's this new world has just reached kind of its industrial phase. There are also like remnants of the tech that don't really function properly anymore, that just kind of exist there. So there are three main characters in the novel, 3 points of views at least right now. There's other characters that I'm playing with that could possibly earn themselves the right to a point of view, but I'm not sure yet on that front. But for now, right now, there's 3 points of views that I'm focusing on. One of them is the original main character, who was originally the only main character. Then I added a second one as I was developing the story, and then a third one just kind of pushed her way into the scene and demanded that she have a point of view too. I think I said this in a video before, but I have an incomplete zero draft, and I just about finished chapter 2, so I'm very, very early in the drafting process. And I also said this in a previous video as well, but I'll say it again. Just kind of the history, the origin story of my novel, if you will. So it is based on a game of imagination that me and my older brother would play with our toys. It would draw a lot of inspiration from the toys themselves, like they were action figures, dolls, all the works. And it would also draw inspiration from movies that we had seen, video games that we were playing, all the stuff that children love. And actually, it draws quite a bit of inspiration from Final Fantasy X in particular. So much so that I'd even call it kind of a comp title, if video games can even be considered comp titles. It doesn't really follow, like, it doesn't take, I mean, there's one, if you know anything about Final Fantasy X, there's this one major plot point that you find out at some point. I don't want to give, I mean, it's a very old game, but I don't want to give anything away about what I took that I'm using the inspiration for my story. But Final Fantasy is kind of where I want the vibes to go a little bit. Like the kind of, that's the type of steampunk that I'm looking at. More the fantasy-ish, not the Victorian period stuff. Anyways, that's a little bit about the book I'm writing, and all I'm really willing to share at this point, I have names for my characters. I don't have a name for the actual book, or even like a code name, or it's just a work in progress. And I don't want to reveal too much too early, so I'm just giving little tidbits about it. And hopefully, as I go on, I can reveal a little bit more and feel more comfortable revealing a little bit more as I get further into the process of drafting the book. Hopefully, I'll be able to finish drafting it in a decent amount of time, not like years. Again, I've never finished a book before, so I have no idea of the timeline, but I should probably figure out some kind of timeline for this so that I'm not just dragging my feet along trying to write. But again, I'm only 2 chapters in, and I'm only on the first draft, and this is the first book that I am really, really determined to finish. So, yeah. Something else that I wanted to talk about is my desk. My unfortunate little desk that I am absolutely not willing to show you. So I changed my mind. And here is the disaster. It is very small. The wood is like softening and the paint is chipping, and it's very unfortunate. I found it, I don't even know where it came from. I found it in the basement of my parents' house, and I just kind of took it as my own because I didn't have a desk, and I still have it, and it's just so small and cluttered and unfortunate. So that is the reason why I prefer writing at the library. I like going to the library. There's just really nowhere else to write where I'm not distracted by something. And then the place where I'm supposed to be able to work, my desk, is so small and cluttered and uncomfortable and horrible that I can't write there. I can't do anything there, really. Can you tell I hate my desk? It is Sunday, which is a cleaning day, and I have made the executive decision that this chaos needs to be cleaned. Maybe I'll actually start writing here instead of at the library all the time. I'll still go to the library, but anyways, let's begin. little bit better. Like, just a little cleaner, a little more space, a little less clutter. Place for my mouse to be able to go. I need like a mouse pad or something. I don't have one because like this desk, like I said, is so scratched up that it's not smooth at all. And yeah, I need a mouse pad, but it's clean now. It's good. So this is my space, a little bit better and a little more streamlined. So now that I have some tea and a clean desk, I am going to attempt some writing. I don't think I've actually written here in a long time. I've done most of my writing at libraries, so we'll see how it goes. I kind of proved to myself that I am not capable of writing in my own home without getting distracted, so we'll see how this goes. I am quite prepared and for a cozy writing session. I have a candle going and I have my tea that I just made. It is very hot right now, but it is called warm bread pudding black tea. It is one of my favorites. I'm almost out of it, which is why it's probably one of my favorites. But let's see. Let's see how this goes. I'll check in a little bit. So it's quite a bit later now. I did a little teensy bit of writing earlier, and now I just did a little bit more. I think I got like, I don't know, 300, 400 words overall, not not much of anything, but it's a pretty interesting scene that I'm going for. The main character that I talked about before, like the main character that was the original first main character, I guess. It's from his point of view for the first time, well, third time, but like the first time you know it's him. A little confusing, but this chapter is the first time it's truly his point of view where he's kind of aware and you know it's him. I don't know if that makes any sense. But it's a pretty fun scene to write. And despite not getting a lot of writing done, at least I got something down. Really, that's the goal. The goal is to get at least a little bit down every day, whether it just be a word, a sentence, or a few paragraphs like I did today. So, yeah, I'm on chapter 3 right now, and I'm hoping to make some more progress soon. And I had a pretty productive day today, cleaning my desk in particular. That's the most important part, is cleaning up this desk. It did work out a little bit to where I was able to write and not get distracted. Not as much as I normally write at the library, because like the library feels more like a place to work, whereas my desk just feels like a place where I watch videos on my computer, really, or watch anime. Anyways, I don't know if anybody noticed, but I'm wearing a Cowboy Bebop shirt. Anyways, that was basically this video, just getting my desk clean and introducing some of the specifics about my book. Well, not specifics, but general information about my book. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back for more. And it feels really weird saying it, but like and subscribe if you liked what you watched. This is literally my 3rd video, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Bye. And another theme is magic versus technology, because before pre-apocalypse, another one of the themes is this little one was totally just chewing on my mic. What do you have to say for yourself? Absolutely nothing, of course.